What's up, guys? This is Bill Ain't No Limit Hubbard bringing you another short video about one of the most important topics of No Limit Hold'em in my opinion. Topic is folding. After speaking with a wide variety of players, it seems that folding is not an area that the average player is focused on. Sticking in the pot, drawing out, and the sheer optimism of what the villain holds shows this fact to be true. I'm sure that everyone has heard other players say that they put the villain on what they could beat, instead of any hand that might be ahead of them. Misplaced optimism, stubbornness, and denial that the hero can be behind are the main reasons that lower limit poker becomes a game of bet and call several streets rather than as many bets and folds that we should see. Something to ponder over. Let's think about it for a moment. If you could replay the last 2 years, and for every instance where the villain bet large on the river and you were undecided as to whether to call or fold, yet you called, would you be money ahead or money behind if you folded? Most players I speak to say they would be money ahead if they folded. Now, how could this be if we're fairly decent players and even small to medium winning players? What are we doing wrong? Well, I think this has to do with a variation of the gap theory, which states that we must have a better hand to call with preflop than we must have to raise with. The reason is because the raiser doesn't have to have a hand to win if everybody else folds, and the caller must make a hand to win, unless he's going to play creative, which most lower limit players don't do. It's fairly easy to see it if you really think about it. When a player bets big on the river and doesn't bluff very often, then he truly does believe he has the best hand. If we cannot raise, then we are doubting whether we have the best hand. Otherwise, we'd raise. Therefore, the caller is almost always weaker than the bettor on average. And this is why strong bets on the river usually win when they're called. 80% is the figure that I come up with for this number from my own experience. Bluffing is an entirely different subject, though, at limits of 2-5 and below, since most lower limit players have a very small bluff range, if at all. What are we to do when facing a large river bet and we are calling yet not raising? This is a very tough spot, actually. Stop, breathe, relax, think, then act. Be very sure that you are calling because you believe that the villain could be bluffing or thinks you're super weak, therefore he was induced to attempt to bluff. And most importantly, you believe you have a better chance of winning the pot percentage-wise than the pot odds that the villain is laying you. Remember, don't call just because you have two pair and talk yourself into placing the villain's range on a hand that you're ahead of. Why do I call it the fold button? Well, I play online as well, and we online players make a joke that the weaker players online cannot press the fold button as they've called too much. I suggest that whether playing online or live, you start using this so-called fold button. For a complete structured course of No Limit Hold'em, loaded with material not found in printed books to date, contact me at bill@anlpoker.com. You will not be disappointed. See you at the tables, guys.